Hi, welcome to Simply Country Cuisine. Well, first of all, I'm super stoked. We're at 604 subscribers. And remember, when we hit 1,000, we're going to put a contest up and someone's going to win a really pretty cutting board and some other fun items. Yesterday I was thinking, I thought, it's summer, we're doing salads and stuff, and Dina and I used to eat this salad. I don't know where it originated into our meal plan years ago, and we loved it in the summertime, and it's called Panzanella. So good. But I will say this is not a leftover salad unless you take the bread out of it and put fresh crumbs in it. Now, I personally like to do homemade croutons, and I started cutting these earlier, and I just wanted to show you the bread that I used for this one. You could use a French bread, you could use any bread you wanted, but I would suggest that you use a harder, crusty bread. I like a baguette. And you want to keep your tomatoes, onion, and your bread pretty much all the same size. I started cutting this earlier. And as you can tell, you're thinking, well, that bread looks a little stale. I purposely left it open to stale the bread, even though I'm going to toast it, because I want the bread to be croutons. Croutons are just stale bread. So what I'm going to do is to try to keep these pretty uniform. I'm cutting them lengthwise, and then, so I'm quartering them. And that's about the size of my tomato and my onion I'm going to put in here. And we'll get to that in a second. Dina will have the ingredients on a recipe card in the comment section below. The amount you use is per you, because if you're making a huge salad, of course, you're going to increase your salad dressing. This is a good salad. Let's say you're going to a church potluck. I would have my croutons in a bag or a dish, covered dish, and have the rest of my salad put together. When I get to the dinner, then I would toss the croutons in it. Now, they're not going to stay hard in it, but they will get a little soggy, so it's something you kind of got to eat. I have my oven set to 425. I know that sounds hot, but I want them to cook a little quicker. You want them toasted. Here's the thing. Put them on your baking dish. Single layer. Because if they're on top of each other, they're going to create a steam. We want them crunchy. Now is the fun part. You're going to want to use a wonderfully fragrant, fruity olive oil. We love Texas Hill Country Olive Company oil. This is infused with black pepper and garlic. So I'm going to generously sprinkle my breadcrumbs. Now this olive oil is so good. You can drink it, and I will. I have. Now you can tell that I've really, that smells good. Now, and I also like, my favorite seasoning, Lowry's garlic salt. Now my hands are impeccably clean. I'm going to give them a toss-up. I'm going to put these in the oven, and I'm going to watch them. They shouldn't take possibly maybe more than 10, 15 minutes. But watch them, because you're going to want to turn them as they start to brown a little bit. While we're toasting up our croutons, we are going to cut our tomatoes and onion. Now, you can use any tomato you want in here, but I'm going to say cut it in half, at least if it's a cherry or grape tomato. This is one time you want to leave the juice and the seeds in it. That is going to also make part of your salad dressing. The vinegar, imagine the olive oil, but the vinegar and the olive oil and the garlic are going to pull the juices out of the tomato. It just makes it more soupy, more wet. Get you a nice big bowl. I love these Campari tomatoes for this. I've used these for years when I have made it. They're red, they're juicy. But again, use heirloom tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, beautiful garden tomatoes. If you wanted to add a little bit of color, you could do a red tomato with a turning green tomato in it. It would give you a little bit more color in your salad. So we are going to cut the tomatoes. I've already washed these. And remember, I want to keep them pretty much the same size as my breadcrumbs. That's one reason why I like these little Camparis, because when I cut them, they're pretty much the same size as my breadcrumbs, my croutons. So we're just going to put these in the bowl. We'll get these cut up. This salad is good alone. This salad is great with barbecue. It's a good side for steak, pork chops, chicken. Oh, this salad is really good with roasted chicken breast. I have done that one before, and that's delicious. You don't need to have a potato or rice with it because it does have those breadcrumbs in it, and that's kind of your starch. I'm only making this up for 4 of us tonight. So I will not use an entire red onion in this. That would be overpowering. I'm going to check our breadcrumbs, our croutons. They're starting to toast up. Can you see them? They've got a few more minutes. They sure smell good. All right, back to our salad. I'm using half of a red onion. I don't think I would use a spring onion in this. I don't think the onion taste would be quite, nor a shallot. I don't think I would do that. You could use a beautiful sweet Vidalia or Texas sweet onion in there, but I prefer the red onion. I think it makes it pretty. And red onions aren't quite as potent as a white onion. Now, you know I always like to cut mine in slivers so I can pull it out. Well, I'm not going to do that this time because I want my pieces to be uniformed in size. Now I have a nice big spoon. Now you can see we have our tomatoes and our onion in here. I'm just gonna let it sit here while I get the dressing made. Now we use the black pepper and garlic infused olive oil, Texas Hill Country olive oil, for the croutons. But in the salad, I'm actually going to use the Solastello, the Lone Star. This would be comparable to a good olive oil that you would just get off the shelf. You could cook anything in this. You can cook eggs in this. And again, I have taken a swig of this and it's delicious. But we're gonna use this one in our salad. When I make this salad, I just like to use red wine vinegar in it. And I am gonna check our croutons again. I can smell them. Do you see how beautiful those are? That olive oil has toasted them up perfect. We're gonna take them out of the oven, let them sit here just a second, make our dressing, and then we will add this to our salad. Now, I am going to actually stir it up in here because I want to get it really well blended. I'm going to go ahead and pour my olive oil in here. Again, measuring this would be per your salad. So I'm going to probably put in 1/4 cup of olive oil. Probably about 1/4 cup of the red wine vinegar. You could mince some garlic in here. I didn't have any fresh garlic. I'm going to go ahead and use this in here again, so I will alleviate the salt. This has already got salt in it. So probably put, I don't know, maybe 2-3 tablespoons in there. But I am going to put some black pepper in it. Probably about 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. We're going to give this a real quick beat up here. And I am going to have to taste it. It's perfect. Okay, I want to put my dressing on before I put my croutons in there. Why am I doing that? Again, I don't want to sog my croutons down. So this would be something that you could do before you went somewhere with your salad. Now you see I'm going to pour all this in here. You're probably thinking that's a lot of dressing, but it really isn't. Have this part of your salad done, Take your croutons with it and give them a toss at the end. This is going to marinate your salad the longer it sits in there, and that's going to be even better. But we're going to have this for dinner tonight, so I am going to put the croutons in. Are these not the most beautiful croutons you've ever seen? Let's give one a taste. You hear that crunch? So how many do I want in these? As many as I want to put in there. I like croutons. Well, I'm going to put a lot. Since this is Panzanella, which is a tomato bread salad. Now, we're going to give it a toss up. Oh my goodness gracious. Could you be any happier than this? What is in this salad that you do not want to eat? Not me. I'd eat anything. You could be, ooh, you know what you could do? You could put Kalamata olives in this. That would be just darn dandy. I tell you right now, that would be good. I've never done that. This is how we've always eaten it. Now, am I gonna take a bite of this? You know I am. Where's that fork I have? There's a tomato. I'm gonna have to reach in for my crouton. The longer it sets, the more marinated the tomatoes are going to become. Again, maybe make your tomatoes and onions up earlier in the day, have your croutons done, except we like them when they come right out of the oven because they're a little bit warm. Always remember to subscribe, like, and share our videos, and on Wednesdays they'll pop up on any one of your devices that you're connected to if you're subscribed. And if you don't have a place to worship, please join us at any one of our Glad Tidings churches. One church, 5 locations. We have a great summer ministry for our children in June. Just go online and connect. June 15th to the 17th, it's VBS, and we would love to have you and your children come and join us. God bless. We love you.